Hey everybody, welcome back to another recap of 90 Day Fiancé, the Ultra Way. We're doing 2 episodes because last week the doll was hurling and,
I didn't know how deep you were going to go.
Oh yeah, it was bad and it really was my fault.
Yes. When you told me,
fault.
I was like, I should have made you record anyway.
I know, but it's just late nights, when you get hungry, it's just like, what are your options? Like, there needs to be more healthy options that are available late night.
I know, but late here, because I had this last night actually. So I get back, we have an in-person session, me and Kia.
Mm-hmm.
I get back and I'm like, I haven't eaten literally all day. It's 10 o'clock. I don't want Shake Shack. I don't want jerk chicken.
Yeah.
And I don't want McDonald's. I don't want Popeyes. And I ended up having to order a gyro.
Well, that's not too bad.
No, but I just didn't really want it. And I think the problem was I didn't really want anything, but I needed to eat something. And then I didn't want to like make a single bit of effort in the house in order to do that. So
yeah, I had that moment today because I had to decide whether I wanted to be, frugal and, have an economical breakfast at home.
Yeah.
A responsible breakfast. Mm-hmm. That frugal sounds, it's an ugly word. Like,
I know.
White.
That's what we call my grandmother. Well, that's actually what she calls herself because we call her cheap.
And I don't want to be that. I don't want to be, like my grandmother used to say, tight. And I don't want to be that. You know what I mean? Like,
frugal.
Yeah, like it's so ugly. But I was like, either have a economical, responsible meal this morning, and then later I can have, where it really counts. Because having an expensive breakfast it's nice, but when I much rather spend my money where it counts. Yeah, where I can get a crab cake.
Unless we go into where I like to go.
Oh, yes. And that's different. Yeah. But, that's just because it's Los Angeles.
We also go there at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So by the time, I can have 2 fabulous meals in that day.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Well, let's cover 2 episodes 9 and 10 of 90 Day Fiancé the Other Way. Mm-hmm. We missed a lot. And not at the same time. Mm-hmm. Can we start with Gabriel and Isabel?
Yes, because, things went exactly as we said, but even more so.
Yeah, like I was just like, I knew it.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I think the mother is more uncomfortable than the father ever was.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Because she don't say hardly nothing. She just be like...
This is about to be controversial, maybe. But I have learned... Well, no. It's just in my experience, I have learned that heterosexual men respond to trans experiences when it's female to male, as opposed to male to female trans.
I can see that. No, I can see they are more open to accepting, which is just another form of patriarchy.
Gender affirmation.
and misogyny. And that is not to put the onus on the person of trans experience. That is to put the onus on niggas who need to figure out what's broken.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. But that's what I agreed with you when I watched it. I was like, watch her mama be the problem.
Her mama, and she's not a problem, but she is like
So, he was wearing that translator out, telling them that he was trans.
Baby.
And
I mean, and in the slowest pace.
Okay.
At the slowest,
okay. Because I just be like, girl, wrap it up.
Right.
That's why I like to watch this shit on YouTube, because I can press it with the speed up so that they can hurry it along.
Problematic, but you remember with this today, Junior. Give it to me now.
Yes. Damn. So, you know, he tells them that, you know, he's trans, and, you know, they keep saying, you know, no las palabras. You know, like, no words, speechless. And I was like, yeah. And my big ass note was like, of course I figured they'd be all right with it. We knew it. New York knew it. It's fine. Yeah. and naturally, like in both episodes, they're going to have questions. I don't know why he thought that he was going to go. Well, first of all, he thought that he was going to go to war, which that's one thing. But then he didn't think about this other part of the natural inquisitiveness of people, right? And not necessarily like the ins and outs of like how your dick work or anything. It's of like, how are you going to care for my daughter through this space? And he goes into this like, oh, you know, Isabel comes up to him and was like, you know, how do you feel? He was like, you know, I don't know, you know, it's too good to be true. Like, how are they supposed to be
inner saboteur?
Exactly.
Which also is kind of fair, right? Because
how are you supposed to know if you never experienced that type of shit before?
Exactly. You know, and I think a lot of us, we question it when it comes to many things. You know what I mean? Like, just when it comes to acceptance of things, it's like we throw this self-deprecating humor on it, or it'd be like, I don't know why they picked me, or like, they for real, like, they're gonna rescind. And then also you throw an extra element of hate in the world.
That he's experienced so often.
Extra chili flakes in the carbonara of hate that the world gives trans people. Then I can understand psychologically how that can be a little bit of a mind fuck.
Yeah. So I got it, but in true Matt Sharp entertainment annoyance, I was like, okay, girl, we knew this was gonna happen. You know, clearly Matt Sharp is for the gays for the most part. So, they're not gonna be out here.
I noticed that. I was like, okay, you know what? You're a demon of a human being.
Because I think they produced I Am Jazz, which is about the trans girl.
The young trans, who was 15. She ain't no more.
She's a woman now, she's an adult.
Yeah. I was like, when I knew she was 15.
Yeah.
She had a podcast, and then she got a TV show. I said,
She's like 40 now.
Yeah, right? Grew up together.
Yeah. So, anywho, you know, Gabe takes out the kids, you know, like a real father. You know, something we don't see on Sharp Entertainment.
No, and I love how the gays are always the real fathers. The best parents. I love how the queer couples are the ones who
they get it.
Because I told you, Isabel, the way she has integrated him into her family with her kids, like everybody across every TV show needs to take note. This is how you do it.
Yeah, so responsible, so tender. You know what I mean? Like, care of everybody's feelings and emotions and thought processes. Yeah. You know, good job, Isabel. Good job.
Yeah,
she's done the work.
They're thoughtful kids.
They're not. That's another thing. They're good kids, because they could also be demon children, which we've seen. So, which has nothing to do with them. You know, sometimes kids got bad vibes, but they don't.
Yeah, sometimes just fuck that baby.
Yeah. You know, real. So, you know, he takes them to, you know, make plates and stuff, you know, pottery. And, you know, he tells them, you know, I'm going to marry your mama. And they're just like, oh, finally, nigga, like, why? Like, hurry up.
Love it, man. 25 letters on my dresser.
Okay. But then, Isabel, you know, goes to chat with her mama. And I laughed because her mama was like, I'm busy, but what you want?
She was like, girl, I'm in the middle of making 500 pairs of pants right now.
Yeah, she got a whole league to do. Because when she came on the scene, I was like, ooh, she is at work.
She is at work. Okay?
Yeah, like that. This wasn't staged at all. This is like, you can leave the cameras here.
Yeah.
Believe me, be.
I'm not stopping what I'm doing. Y'all just follow me in.
Exactly. So, you know, she was like, you know, hey, Ma, how you feeling? She was like, you know, it's cool.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm just feeling it out, but, you know, no hate, no beef. You know?
Yeah, it was nothing overtly hateful.
No. And then Isabel drops dime and was like, so what if, you know, Mama, what if we got married or something? And I think you should wait.
Yeah.
Now,
clearly her word means nothing, but also. Yeah.
But I also agree they should wait to get married too.
Well,
and
yes,
here's the why.
It
has nothing to do with them, who they are and who they were. It has everything to do with just people. Not like they have not spent a significant amount of time together, living and going through the motions of a relationship. I
agree. Now, I'm not mad at them getting engaged if that's what they want to do, and like kind of just like, which I mean, really, it's all the same shit. You sign the paper, you don't want to do it no more, you sign the other paper. Like, you know, it's really not that crazy. It's not
that big of a...
He's still gonna be living in the house and them getting to know each other regardless of whatever.
Because you don't stop getting to know someone when you get married to them or you're in a long-term relationship. You learn something new, or you should learn something new about them every day.
I'm gonna tell you when you really learn something new. When y'all have a baby together.
I will never experience that. Maybe.
Yes, you can. It doesn't have to. I didn't say biologically.
Can you imagine me? Like, we got a chia pet that we never put it up because of the fact that it requires too much care. So I don't want to raise things.
No, that's fair.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like that plants. I'm dying now because I have plants in my apartment because of the fact that, you know, there's no oxygen. But because of the fact that I killed a succulent and a cactus in my house.
Well, that's easy, friend. Those are two things that is actually kind of easy to kill. You got to get you something sturdy and reliable. Let me help you. Let me help you help you.
Listen, I'm just gonna get me an African rain
I can't
stick.
continue to breathe. I'm
gonna get those. I'm gonna get those vases that Dustin has at his apartment and get them reeds that aunties used to have in the 90s, like my mama used to have. Like
it looked like straw.
Yeah.
It just be in a corner.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Flora, nigga.
Ooh, and you gonna make more dust for yourself and putting that decorative shit in the corner that you not
whatever,
clean.
nigga. I know what I know.
Nigga, learn how to take care of a steak plate. Please.
So,
what are you doing right now? This is like, what's the natural selection? Get them a goddamn plant.
Aren't they supposed to be self-sufficient? They survive by themselves in the wild. Why do I need to help them survive here?
Soil, water, rain. Somebody, there's some assistance.
That sounds like a lot that I need to provide. Like, you know what I mean? That they sound like they got that shit on lock outside. They don't need me, you know?
Oh no.
I'm just gonna put like pictures of plants in here.
Oh god. Y'all go look at in 12 years, XD gonna be gray.
Okay.
Okay.
So he goes to meet his her daddy at a parkour park at Jungle Gym. It was so weird.
Because let me tell you something. I said if they put one of these in New York City, I'd never see another nigga lift up on a light pole again.
No.
I was like, this is efficient use of city monies.
Yeah, of communal space. Do your census.
I want one of the big steel bikes. I'm trying to get exercising.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I don't know what this is, but work, you know. So her daddy is asking the hardest of hitting questions.
Baby.
And like, shit I never really thought about. You know, he was talking, and not to go in depth, but he talked really more towards the trans experience and how did that make you feel and how did you get to become who you are now, and he didn't ask any inappropriate questions.
No, and honestly,
nothing trivial.
And Gabe shared his dead pictures with him out of choice, right? He's like, I want to make him feel as comfortable with this particular type of relationship. Nobody is obligated to do that, but because of the nature of this relationship, he wanted to try to be as thorough in his explanation as possible. And I appreciated the fact that her father was trying to be as thorough in his understanding as possible. And it also was a beautiful and simple example of how easy it is to respect somebody's pronouns and who they are. Because there was nothing complicated or convoluted about that.
No.
And for
all.
those who do have a they feel like their spirituality, religion, blocks you from accepting all forms of humanity, this was a prime example of how you got it fucked up.
Masterclass on being human.
Truly.
And you know, Gabe asked for, you know, the blessing in marriage because, you know, we still haven't gotten over this traditional shit yet. So whatever. And, you know, her father gives them the blessing. He's like, I think it's great. You know, like, why wouldn't y'all get married? I like you. So, and again, this is the best relationship my daughter's been in, you know. So why wouldn't I?
Yeah. I appreciated it.
Yeah, me too. I just hope her hateful ass mama come around and, you know. I think her mother needs to make a bit more of an effort to try to understand the way her father is. And maybe, you know, she is working her ass off. And wasn't want to be bothered and didn't have a chance to think,
girl,
I gotta work.
He'll come home and tell me what's what. I think it may be more of a lack of understanding than it is like which automatically makes all human beings cautious, which is something that we all need to work on. Because just because you don't understand something doesn't mean that you have to be scared of it. True.
The only pause I have about this relationship is that he ain't got no money. So, like, because, you know...
Because I ain't seen an episode where he has made a pair of drawers yet.
No, not that. See, we have to get to where they get their own show, like the Pimentels.
Yes.
And they have a show where we really get to the nitty gritty and we can be hateful to Gabe. Because, nigga, why don't you have a job?
Listen, let's get into the misogyny of it all. I want to know why you're not working.
Yeah. The real issues. And why is Isabel running your company and you not?
Everything is so cute right now. But where the stamps at? Where the stamps?
Exactly. But that, yes. So he takes her back to the Pottery Barn or class where he took the kids.
Yes.
And they're making cups and art and pottery and they're talking about how great all of this has turned out or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, you want to see, you know, what the kids made? And, you know, all that good stuff. Yeah, let me see what the kids made. And so the man who looks like her brother, which I was like, is this a setup? Because they looked a lot alike. Everybody's so beautiful in Colombia. What is happening? So
I can't go there.
Because even remember one season with Cheese Stick and You Could Do Better.
Oh yeah.
Melitza. Yeah, like Jeymi, you know, Colombia.
She's Venezuelan, but they pretty.
Oh yes, yeah, pretty people. So you know her you know brother person came over with the plate that he designed. Now I laughed because when Gabe was doing the plate, he had this cheesy ass like ring that he drew on the thing.
I know.
Because at first the little one that Miguel did, but he was drawing the TikTok symbol on his plate. Yeah. But he presents her, he gets down on one knee, and he's wearing that translator out, trying to propose.
Baby, it wouldn't. No, he didn't even use the translator. This nigga wrote a script, and I went. Oh, yeah. He said, "Let me just go ahead. We're not even gonna try and do this. I'm gonna read it." And
Chat GPT. Ooh.
She was chuckling at his struggle, but he makes a concerted effort. He really does, and of course, she said yes.
Yeah, and can't wait until they tell us he got to get married in 30 minutes because his visa's about to expire. So.
Child, well, we already know some things are about to come up with things, so we will see. It can't all be all lovey-dovey all the time.
It ain't all roses.
I'm glad it was as it pertains to this. Now we can get into the meat of it and be hateful again.
Yeah, that was the... Who's next?
Let's do... Oh, you know what? Let's do White Ifa. Let's do Blanco Ifa. And I know Black Poppy because...
Let me tell you how this started a 90-minute discussion in my home. From a nigga who don't even watch the show.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. You'll never get it back.
He had words for this lady here in her brazen audacity.
We need to go back to the last episode though.
Yes. So, she starts out being annoying.
Complaining her ass off.
Complaining. Now remember, he got an apartment without her seeing it while she was packing up her shit in Yonkers. So she gets there, she hates the shit.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong, but we don't really see the apartment, but whatever.
It was, I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad.
I didn't either. So whatevs. So she's complaining and blah, 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 blah. However, he's just like, are you dead? No, so get over it. So she has arranged for him to have a reading with Baba.
With her Baba.
And now remember, last time we met them, the first time we met them, she had saw Baba and he told her to abstain from bananas or plant bananas and abstain from peanut butter so that he wouldn't cheat on her.
Yes, he did. Now, this is where I was irritated because I said, this ain't for the world to see.
You're here.
There? Okay.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
I said, this is not for the world to see. This is
no.
Like,
that's why. Remember how I talked to you about church on TV? How I hate it.
Yes.
Right.
It's not for the world to consume. You know what I mean? This is supposed to be a personal, intentional journey, and y'all I don't know. I don't like how this is being portrayed. I don't like it.
There's like an interpretress there. We're gonna go with interpretress.
Interpretress. Translatress.
Translatress. Because I know Black Poppy still thinks that this is all flarn. He keeps calling her a witch. And
it makes me laugh.
Yeah, he's like, she a witch, but
it's the way he says it. It's the way it just be like very like.
So Baba talks to them and he tells Yohan that he needs to be careful of fish bones and mushrooms because they'll bring him closer to God. So after this, I'm not going to touch that because we're on YouTube. So
I have thoughts.
Yeah,
but I too refrain.
We need to have someone in the community, like a religious practitioner of the Ifa tradition, somebody black, to talk about how this is haram. I don't know whatever you want to call this, but this is blaspheme. Whatever you want to call it. It's all the same. It's all the same to your girl.
Because I'm sitting there watching, I was like, this is not how this is supposed to be.
Spraying the TV screen with the water.
Get over here now. They're not doing it right. No, it's not. It's not for the world to consume, and I don't like it. And this is why this white woman don't need to be up. Okay, anyway, continue.
Right. So, after they get off Skype, they start to have a conversation about religion. And he's like, I have a religion. And she was like, now, a white woman fighting against Christianity is something I've never seen before until I moved to Los Angeles.
It's rich.
Yeah, it's rich. So, again, why are y'all having this conversation now about religion and stuff? What do you all be talking about?
I told you we need to rename the goddamn show. The fuck y'all talking about?
Phone boning, the series.
Phone boning cross seas.
Yeah.
So, while I don't subscribe to what he subscribes to, I also understand what he's saying, which I think needs to be across the board. That everybody needs to respect where people at when they there. And stop trying to sway people in the direction that you think that they should go. Let people have their own form of religion, spirituality, whatever brings them groundedness, whatever brings them peace that they need. Let people have that and have what you have. And right, she's so busy trying to, and it's
on you or other people,
And watching a white woman try to convince an African-rooted man from the Dominican Republic who probably doesn't acknowledge that he's African-rooted.
No.
To join a traditional African religion.
Yeah.
There's
so many layers.
Oh, it's so much.
Yeah. It's an onion.
So much.
It's a blooming onion.
It's a rotting onion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in the middle of this argument, he was like, oh yeah, we don't really have electricity like that.
Yeah.
And she's like, what do you mean? He was like, because I ain't paid the bill.
I ain't paid the bill yet.
She's like, well, why didn't you pay the bill? And I quote, you need to. So, I don't want to side with her ever in life because I think that she is a piece of work. Let's go with that. But I'll be damned if someone just has the gall to, we just don't have electricity because you need to pay it. And you weren't also going to say anything to me until the lights were truly cut off.
Let me tell you what I'm about to do. I'm about to walk over to that gas stove and I'm going to let it go to the click, 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 click. And I'm going to douse that bitch with vodka and light it on fire because you are crazy.
This sounds like Olivia, friend, because that is fucking wild.
You are crazy.
And you made up this whole big stink, I know, Black Poppy, about being the man in traditional roles and how you go out and you go to work or whatever. Well, here's the time to do it.
Pay the bill, nigga. Pay the goddamn... You don't... Is it Uchiwali or is it one mic? It don't get to be both.
Yohan wanted to live the American Negro dream.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Chinese food and PlayStation. Yes.
Yeah.
Work in construction. I only work in the summertime.
Yeah. He wanted an American Negro dream. Got him a white woman who would do everything for him, and he can have drive Uber on the weekends if he chooses to, and plays 2K.
Yeah.
But no, he has to remain at the status quo because she wants to have a, how Dorothy got her groove back.
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah.
How Deborah got her groove back.
In more ways than one, because this next argument irritated the fuck out of me because.
Oh, this is what started.
I hated both of them. I hated both of them in this. Like, So they go out for some drinks and some chats, and they seem to be enjoying one another. She's a manipulative white woman.
You could have just said white woman and we would have got it.
Yeah. But so the reason I say that is because the way she introduced this conversation was real sideways. So she's
This is what started the 90-minute conversation in my house.
Apology, lo siento. So she says, I think we should talk about some things that we think the other person needs to work on in the relationship. On
their anniversary. And it has only been a 1 year long relationship.
Yeah, period. Like, in general.
From soup to nuts.
So she brings up what she can change first to drive the conversation. So that it conveniently can go into, okay, now let's talk about what you can change. I think you can change your jealousy. And the reason why I think you can change your jealousy is because I have a friend coming to town and I want to meet up with him. And I don't want to hear your mouth about it. And so she's lying by omission by not saying that her friend is her ex.
Not only her ex, they used to live
These niggas
together.
They
were fucking
together.
each other.
And I want to say that she moved for him too. Didn't she say she moved to Miami?
Because she was in Miami. They were fucking each other and living in Miami.
You love going to a warm environment for a nigga. He's a basketball player, I believe.
He looked like Kenny Lattimore.
Yeah, so he probably plays in the D League or something. But
oh yeah, he wasn't famous. He's probably international. He probably plays in Chile.
Oh yeah, or Germany.
Yeah.
So he's like, so which friend is this? Your ex? Blah blah blah. And she's like, yeah, but he's my friend. And it just continued to snowball from there because Yohan, and let me tell you something, when somebody smiles while they talking but they pissed,
it's the equivalent of them speaking in third person.
Like, everybody move out the way. Stuff is about to blow up.
So he's not with it at all. Oh, to say the least. He's like, so let me get this straight. He said, your friend, that he wants us to meet. Because what he was also trying to get in her head too, like, I know goddamn well that he didn't say for all three of us.
No, girl.
We want to hang out all together.
I know your nigga said he wanted to link with you and have a drink.
Exactly. Everybody knows how that goes. Because I'm sure he has said it at one point in time. Everybody listens to Future. So, he's like, I don't know why you would have even thought to bring this to me. Like, you're being completely disrespectful. And she continues to convince him why this is a good idea, because this is a good fire way to get over and demonstrate that he's not a jealous person. And Yohan said, STFU, the buck stops here.
Yeah.
Because if you choose, because he was like, you do what you want to do. I'm removing myself out. Yeah, I'm not meeting up with that nigga. Which is fine. You do what you want to do, but just know, if you choose to go out and meet with him, there will be consequences. Now,
I don't like it.
I don't like consequences. I don't like the word consequences, because that leads me to believe that we may have a Harpo Sophia situation going on, and I don't necessarily believe
I didn't pick up on that. What I picked up on was, I'm gonna do some foul shit, and this is gonna justify me doing some foul shit.
That too.
But because she asked him, so what will the consequences be? Oh yeah, do what you do. I have a sandwich coming. And she's like, what consequences? And he's like, you'll find out when you go. And I don't like that. I don't like none of it, because also on the other side of things, yes, let's talk about jealousy. Let's talk about these types of things, right? But when you have a partner who expresses a discomfort within a relationship, y'all have an obligation to each other to stop and listen, at least, and take in what the other person is saying. And that doesn't necessarily mean agree, but you have an obligation to stop and listen.
Right.
And she wrote it off from jump and never, because she was so determined to do what she wanted to do, that she didn't once take into consideration how much this was upsetting him. If you see how much something is upsetting you, have a valid conversation about it.
I can't believe I'm about to say what I'm about to say. I think a lot of times people who get in relationships with men and they have an idea of how men are, because, you know, men ain't shit most of the time. And we know this. However, the people that we choose to be with, you know, you've accepted their ain't shitness. And so a lot of times people go in relationships like just being dismissive and disrespectful because of the fact that I am the prize. And it's like, y'all are supposed to be the prize together. You know, like you're supposed to honor each other. And Danielle, for the most part, doesn't necessarily respect him.
No.
She kind of just like bosses him around, and just because like, well, I'm the American, I have the money, you know, you're just and I'm older, you're my little plaything, and you should just STFU and do whatever I say, which is not fair. This is also very apparent that y'all have been together for only a year, you know, because
you ain't talked about shit.
And what sparked this 90-minute discussion in my house was the fact that she already had it in her mind that she was going to do this or whatever. So this was like a stupid argument that she created so that she could have this happen. Like, there's one thing to have an open and honest conversation about exes and your relationship with them, because yes, I did agree with her in the fact that some people tend to have relationships with their exes if it went, you know.
That's not the issue.
It happens.
Yeah.
But the fact that she built this whole like mountain of manipulation with her feminine wiles or whatever.
The way that she introduced the conversation as opposed to just being straight up.
Right. Like, it's different if you had this conversation months ago and then it's like, oh, hey, somebody's in town, let's do this. As opposed to, you've already told him, because I know you did, and you're trying to temperature check.
What? She made a whole plan. What you mean? They know where they're going. She knows what she's drinking. She might know what she's wearing.
Exactly. So, you know, whatever. She continues to gaslight him, right? Like saying like, how could you do this? Like, I don't understand why you're being so defensive. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Stop.
They were both unwilling to hear one another, because he also was like, no, don't believe in it. Don't believe in exes being friends. Don't believe in, like, he didn't call out the manipulation. I don't even know if he recognized the manipulation. He actually legitimately just doesn't think exes should be friends, which I personally think is a double standard, because then he talked about having women friends. So, but he said, I think he also said it wasn't about men, it was about exes. He's very closed off to that, and she also already set her mind on what she's going to do. So both of them were unwilling to hear or compromise in any kind of way. And then on top of that, they had a little liquor in them. He was full of beer. She had some cocktails. And he's like, all right, I'm ready to go. I'm done with this. Like, I don't want to talk about it no more. She sits on him in the car.
So he doesn't drink and drive. Now, you ever seen like a white person driving to the beach and they dog
crawls up on their lap while they driving. That's what she looked like trying to take them keys from him.
And they play like Jack Johnson in the background.
And the dog is like,
Visit California.
Malibu, home of the surfing Republicans.
Yeah.
But yes, that's what she looked like, sitting on his lap, just a little sheepoo, trying to take the keys so he wouldn't drive. Eventually, he gives them up, and they're driving, and that's when it continues. And they about to have beef. That's really what it's gonna come down to.
Yeah, and that was them.
Yep.
Where are we going next on this journey of discovery?
Through this journey. Who you want to end with? Ooh, you want to end with AI and
we can end with them. Yeah, okay. We could go to Debbie and Oussama.
Yep, that's exactly because
Yeah, I don't have many notes, as you can see. However, because I had to watch.
Oh, did you share them? Oh, I didn't see.
Oh, yeah, I shared them with you. So, the talking cigarette and the daughter of the Confederate, right? So, they go on a date. Mm-hmm. They're going to a poetry reading.
Yes. And Tanya McQuad is excited about it.
She is elated and excited and all those words that start with the letter E. And she's just, over the moon. So they go to this little rooftop beatnik situation. Everybody's wearing, circular glasses with colored tinted lenses.
Oh, yeah, it was Moroccan Soulquarian.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes, that's exactly what it was. I don't know who the beats were by, but they were beating by somebody's DJ, and, it was vibes. Mm-hmm. So, people get up there and they're spitting their poetry. I
thought about you the whole time.
Oh, I was melting inside the whole entire time. Of course, there was a girl that got up there who was wearing white with lace and one of those poetry hats, the type.
One of my notes says, XD is seething right now.
Because I was like, damn, like, people can't even catch a break overseas. But, she's into this shit.
Right. I mean, imagine if the world.
I mean, thank God he's not a rapper. Because then I'd be like, oh, Debbie.
Spoken
please.
Word tortures the world, not poetry.
Yeah, that's fair. So he wrote a poem for her.
Okay, are you ready for it?
Did you transcribe the poem?
Word for word.
Go for it.
The poem is called I Think of You. I Think of You. As the sun setting in the sea, you sail into my dark world. You make all the poems dancing. Are you the Messiah of the worlds? Your words are deeply like the Bible. Touch me, hold my bones, my heart, and everything breathe inside me. You, the beautiful poem. Your time has come to be alive, to dance and to sing.
What kind of poem was that?
I don't know, but it made her feel special and alive.
Yeah, she caught the vapors.
He said, fuck pheromone, she caught the vapors.
She caught the vapors.
The gas.
Yeah, she got the gas. She said, ooh, I declare, I swoon.
And Oussama said, let me tell you something, baby. These words ain't all you gonna get, okay? It's actions from here on out. I'm about to show you how about it.
Yeah. He wanted, this is one of his ways to prove his love to Debbie.
And my very last note is a direct quote from Debbie. I was a woman dying of thirst for love and affection. And then she goes, I feel like I've been drinking.
She talks like and acts like Blanche Devereaux. It's so interesting.
She's like Tanya McQuad mixed with Blanche Devereaux.
Yeah.
Mixed with Blanche St. Clair. Like, I don't know. Mixed with some other kooky white woman. Like, this lady she is, I don't know what we did to deserve this in real life, but I'm grateful for it.
Stan her. Love her.
Oussama.
And that was them.
Yeah. Let's go with Rishi and let's go with Kris and Jeymi.
Oh, okay.
Because they got married.
Yeah, they got married. We could breeze through them. Nothing really happened with them. So it's the wedding day, and Kris finally met Jeymi's gays the night before. And remember, they were kind of like cautious about her because, you know, she disappears. Yeah. But, you know, they live for her. They're just like, yes, bitch, we just need to make sure you weren't going to skip out on our girl. But, you know, cool. They
were also the guests and the witnesses.
Yes, because, yes. So, Kris is wearing her mother's wedding dress from the 1800s.
I was just waiting to see some little boots coming out.
Yeah, like, you remember Corpse Bride? Because that's what it was giving.
I did not. I was trying to. When she put it on, I was like, oh man, all right. So where's the line with tradition?
because my thought process is in my notes, because I'm like, lesbian weddings are so, well, white lesbian weddings, well, white weddings are so, they look pretty. Because I was trying to digest what the lace, because you know white weddings, like, is so frilly and laced, and they always want to be in like the wood with like
she looked like she was like,
and shit.
Fetch me some sarsaparilla. Like, it was, it was. I was like, maybe if you cut the sleeves off and then had like the high neck situation, it was your mom's wedding dress, but you know, innovation. But like,
yeah, no, this is straight from from a wedding, not a wedding. You know, a wedding.
From a hoedown, nigga.
Yeah. A shotgun like wedding.
A hoedown in the colonial era.
Yeah. This was right before the Battle of Fredericksburg. Like that type of thing. You know what I mean?
You know, they dance like this. And she holds the dress.
And a jug was provided the music. You know,
and they ate like mutton and squash. Cooked on a spit. But Jeymi, per usual, makes me laugh. She says the simplest things and it makes me laugh. She goes, "Today is my wedding day. It's a big deal."
Yes, she was so cute, and I loved her.
Her. Yes.
She looked sickening. You know, so Kris's family couldn't come either because they all had to work. Yeah, it was very evident because niggas were at work on Zoom.
It was the Amazon warehouse.
Yeah,
it was the Claire's where her daughter kisses ears. It was.
I know. Yeah, it was niggas were at work. Yeah. Right? So it was funny because her sister, Kris's sister, hates everything. She's making all the ugly faces, like
she's like an old girl from Survivor, Carolyn,
yeah. Who I've learned that she's the exact same in real life. So I'm thoroughly excited.
Did you think she wasn't? There was no part of me that thought she was putting on for the camera.
Me either. But now that it's been confirmed, I'm like, oh, she's going to be my favorite for real.
That bitch is buns for real.
Stan, hope she will.
I love a cuckoo bird.
Yeah.
So they get married. Ceremony's beautiful. It's all in Spanish. You know, wow. Kris is like, well, now that I'm here, I've got to make some money. So they decide that they're going to open a Venezuelan Southern kitchen food truck.
This is why I tweeted about why American, like, fusion restaurants gotta stop. I don't want
Alabama white sauce.
No, like a fucking arepa with grits and shrimp and dewy sausage arepa. Oh, that might be kind of good.
I was like,
but that's not. But you know what I mean? Like, no, that's like having like what do they have here? They have a Korean and a Mexican fusion spot near me.
Okay.
And now, in theory, the short rib burrito sounds fabulous. Mm-hmm. But
I don't want short ribs in a burrito.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? It's like
I know people. You know, I know people have a problem with my takes on tacos and burritos and things. And for the record, I don't care. But
I'm very particular, and I'm very traditional about.
I don't want. Like, I love short ribs. I love burritos. I love tacos. I don't want the. Now, I have had a Korean short rib taco. That was good in a bite. It was very good. It was very good. It had like a little kimchi slaw, delicious sauce.
I'm saying it's not good, or it can't be good.
But I don't want a whole short rib burrito. I just don't want that.
That's like Sushirito on. It's like 40.
I do not want that.
Right by Bryant Park. I went there once and I was like, I've been tricked, I've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, run amok.
Now that's not. I'm also not anti-fusion food. That's the thing. I'm not anti-fusion food. Two of my favorite restaurants here are Peruvian, Japanese fusion, which actually pairs really nice together. They do the flavors well, and you know they're very innovative with the dishes. But Kris just don't, and maybe I am wrong, and maybe one day I will taste her food and I will eat my words. But something in my spirit tells me I don't want to eat Kris's food.
Can I tell you something? This is on subject, but off subject, but on subject. About not eating people's food or just like judging people by the cover. So I was at that drag march, right? So I happened to be posted by some people who, you know, they were just talking freely or whatever.
Okay.
And so these two people, they were catching up. For all intents and purposes, we'll call them women because I don't know their pronouns, but we're just going to go with that.
Okay.
So these two women were talking, catching up. And one of the women goes, you know, are you still working at such and such? Now, mind you, I don't really look at them. I don't really know what they look like or whatever. It's hot and I'm just trying to focus. Like Carrie Colby's performing, so I'm trying to focus and whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And so she's like, so the girl who works at this restaurant, she's like, yeah, you know, I work like 10-hour days, a line cook, and I'm still in school, and because she's becoming a chef or whatever. Mm-hmm. And she's giving this hard sell of her restaurant somewhere in whites only Los Angeles. And I'm like, damn, this sounds good or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Like, it's barbecue. And I'm like, okay. When I tell you I look over to the left. It was like if Ellen, like, not even like if Ellen wasn't a stud, well, and she's not a stud, but like if Ellen was
she's
like,
not because she's white.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like it was Ellen energy, but like basically it was the complete opposite of what you thought. And then on top of it, they were like goth.
Mm-hmm. And what did you said it was barbecue? What the foods?
Yeah, it was barbecue. And the whole time, I was like, I would have never thought this from you, and I would have probably, if you would tell me you worked at a restaurant and you didn't describe it the way you did, and you just told me you worked at a restaurant, I'm like, I'm never eating there. But the way they were so passionate describing food, I was like, you know, girl,
maybe,
give it a chance.
Just maybe.
Yeah. And so I had this argument with Kris. I was like, if she would have told me I'm a chef and I cook, I'd be like, But if you would have described to me in the manner of which you did about this barbecue, I might go for a.
Have you tried it?
You know,
because you also
catfish
said
etouffee arepa. I don't know.
You said it was in whites only Los Angeles as well. So
in Brooklyn, Los Angeles, which is Eagle Rock.
Okay, so that could go either way. That could go either way.
Yeah.
Okay.
It ain't like Fat Sal. That's what it sounded like she was describing to be.
Delicious.
Yeah.
So gentrified but delicious barbecue, where they add, some of their. We're on YouTube. But yes. Okay, so you're gonna have to try it then. Is what you're telling me.
I gotta find my way over to Brooklyn, Los Angeles.
Did you know the name of the place?
No, but I am sure I could find it because how many barbecue spots? First of all, there's not very many barbecue spots in Los Angeles.
What area is it in? Did they say?
Eagle Rock.
Barbecue in Eagle Rock, California.
It's a neighborhood in Los Angeles, but yeah, we know that. I think you can. I think Eagle Rock is its own city or town.
Did you hear what they said it was? If I say it, will it ring a bell?
Maybe.
Mac City Barbecue.
I want to say it starts with an M.
The Oink and Moo Barbecue.
There's an M in it. Oink and Moo. Max and Oink and Moo sound familiar.
Okay, so it looks like it might.
Do they have sandwiches?
Okay, let's look on Eagle Rock Boulevard.
Oh, I don't know.
It looks Fetsauish. North Eagle Rock Boulevard. They have 4.5 stars, but that could go either way.
Cornbread 3 is where I reside.
Cornbread looks decent. Mac and cheese, I can't tell from this picture. It's a little dry, but I could be wrong. This brisket is not bad looking. The potato salad has paprika on top of it, but I need to see what the insides are hitting for. There are pickles, which I always appreciate. There are picnic tables. Everything is served on metal trays with the brown paper, food paper.
I told you, Brooklyn.
The slaw has paprika all over it. The ribs look good. The pickles are definitely homemade. The slaw actually looks good. It doesn't look overly mayoed. This mac and cheese is making me nervous, and I always have to taste the sandwich. Looks good. They charred the bread.
Okay.
I think it's
the Max's or is this the
there's
Oink?
Collard greens, and let me tell you something. They do not look bad, and they have chunks of meat in them.
This is the Oink one or the Max's?
This is the Max City.
Okay.
Beans. I think you just give it a shot.
Well, we should give Kris and Jeymi a shot then.
Yeah. No.
They just...
No, you said that person was a chef. They are not. They are two people who cook in a kitchen and
I didn't say they were a chef. I said that they were a cook. I don't know if they would... At
a public place that they probably have experience in this field.
That's
whereas
fair.
Kris was farming, raising horses, and rebuilding her home that blew up. And then, I don't know what the fuck Jeymi did.
Modeling.
Was she at EA or something?
Modeling.
Right? And she did some
coaching,
some
models.
Administrative work on the side.
Yeah.
Now, maybe
Being
her food
beautiful.
is hitting. You know what I'm saying? But also, I don't... they both was just like, we could blend our two worlds and, open a food truck. It just didn't feel like... Now, that school bus...
Oh, yeah. So they often looking for school food trucks or whatever. They see one that's 10K and it looks meh. And then they see and then they see a zombie school bus food truck.
Now, minus that zombie, that inside of that fucking school bus was cute as fuck. The design of it.
Oh, I didn't mind the zombie food truck. At first I was like, this is weird. But then I'm like, if you make this, if this is like a theme that you could work with,
yeah,
make it happen.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, Jeymi is not into the zombie shit.
Oh, no. No.
She's like, oh, no, this is a Christian food truck. I don't do that. I don't play with demons.
And we all know Kris is into...
macabre. She loves everything dark.
Yeah. Ironically, unicorns, too. It's a fascinating world. But
the dark arts is where she resides, you know?
And they find out the school bus is $20K. And they sit down and they have a conversation and they say, okay, bitch, this is real. So, and they're going to break out costs and see what's what and how much it makes sense and how much they need to make. And I mean, and all the smart things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the fact that they don't even know what they want to make. This is like the equivalent of somebody being like, I want a podcast. And it's like, but about what? Like, there's nothing wrong with you wanting a podcast, but do you want one just to have one? Or do you have something that you're passionate about that you want to talk to the world about? And it's the same thing with your food. You want a food truck just to have a food truck? Or do you have something already in mind that you're like, this is the setting in which I need to put this out into the world? And that's my issue with the lack of intentionality and movement.
Yeah. Yeah. They just want something to do.
Yeah. Together.
Now, Kris's money been funny ever since she got to Venezuela. Mm-hmm. You know, issues with her bag and, you know, like her back and neck are made of popsicle sticks. So she's been in pain the entire time. So she has to go back to the Bama to fix her brittle neck and her money issues. So, you know, she's packing her shit to go to Alabama. And of course, Jeymi is sad. It's just like, oh no, my wife with her broken neck, and she's also broke. Like, she might not come back. And, you know, so she has these fears. But, you know, Kris, you know, assures her that, you know, everything gonna be Irie. And that was them. Like dust.
And I huffed it up. And I blew out and I could tell.
She could never do the Harlem Shake.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Render herself into a coma.
Not the cabbage patch, the snake. She can't do
the snake. Oh shit. She fucking suicide.
What does Sasha Colby say? Oh, my stomach. Oh, this is not good. Oh, oh God, this is not good. We're not good. We're not good.
Okay.
All right.
Rishi and Jen. So she too is back in the Oklahoma. She's spraying wasp nets and
with
things.
Nothing covering her eyes, mouth, face, nothing.
Well, that just leads me to believe she's done this before. So she's, you know, old country people don't believe in all that.
I'm like the splashback girl, but yes.
Yeah. So it's been 3 months. Mm-hmm. So she's been back in Oklahoma, and you know she had to do a lot of work, but she got the right visa this time.
For no reason.
Yeah, for no reason, and she's going back to India. Mm-hmm. Now, she gets on camera with her friends, and she's like, hey, dolls, I'm going back to India. Live for me. And her friends... and her friends are like... I'm always conflicted, right? Because it's always like... either you're a hater-ass friend, or you're a friend.
Because while they were sharing vital information, there was a gravy of hater slathered on top.
Yeah, a film of hateration.
Yeah, you know, like pudding. And it's not that.
Yeah.
I think that sharing that particular bit of information is haterish. It is the energy of the friend, because I felt that from the first Zoom, I was like, she's trying to put her on, and I know that old girl being stubborn is frustrating, and maybe that's what we're getting. But something else is giving me like, y'all just kind of like don't want this to work out for her.
Yeah, that's some real misery loves company type shit. Like, do they have men too? But so anywho, I forgot the last 20 weeks ago when we started this season that they had tried to catfish Rishi.
Yeah.
And I remember the hater, saying that, that he responded, but she also didn't go into full detail. So when Jen is telling her girls that she's going back to India, hater friend is like, oh, but what about when he sent me pics back or when I try to catfish him? And Jen was like, hold on. Whoa.
Skirt.
You ain't say all that shit when I asked you months ago, before I went to India. This also just had, this storyline was just used on Love After Lockup with Brittany and Marcelino and Amanda, when Marcelino was supposed to have sent in dick pics or whatever.
Yeah.
And she didn't cut, and she forgot or didn't tell Brittany.
No, you're right about that, actually.
So, old girl shows Jen what Rishi responded back to. And it was the picture we have all seen before that they show at the beginning of the series where he's like half naked in the towel and whatnot. So Jen is just like, I'm disgusted. Like, how dare he? And blah, 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 blah. And this is where I hate when people say basically. Because she was like, yeah, he basically just kept flirting with me and basically wanted to meet up with me.
I don't like that either.
Did he or did he not?
Right. Like, which is it?
Yeah. Run me the transcript. I need to see, like Judge Million says, give me the phone. I don't want to see a screenshot. Do a video recording if you can and do a scroll. I need to see what the fuck was going on with the goings on.
So she did.
And he sees it. Or she sees it, she peeps, and she's like, oh, okay, this man ain't shit.
Okay.
Meanwhile, back in India, he is dancing with the other hater on the line. Kushni. Kushni is her name. Because I remember making the joke because Kushni was trying to throw the coochie. Like, on some, I could love you better than she can.
See, here's the thing. I didn't pick that up from her. Because she told him, she was like, listen, when we all be out, because it sounds like they have a friend group. When we all be out, you disappear and you be surrounded by other women. She was like, and I don't like, and she's like, as a woman, if you didn't tell your family about me, I'd have a problem with it. So I didn't really pick up that she wanted him. I picked up that she was like, I think you're full of shit and you don't need to be with her because you're full of shit.
I hear ya. However, the energy that she gave, I took it as I'm being a hater because, congratulations, it should have been me, like on some Vesta shit.
You thought it was Vesta?
Yeah, like, I'm being a hater, like, oh, I see, like, first of all, why are you putting salt in his game? You know way too much or inserting yourself way too much into this Jen situation. And when did you, in between you and me, when have Indian women ever sided with white women? You know what I mean? Like, why would she be so protective? It didn't sound like she was siding with the
white woman. It sounded like she was like more of a free woman who says what's on her mind. She was like, I think you're my friend, but you don't treat this lady right that you with. Now, granted, I watched this last week when we were about to record, and maybe I need to rewatch, but I feel like from my memory, I don't remember getting like a I want you vibe. I remember initially being like, And then as she kept talking, I was like, it doesn't seem like she wants him. It seems like she thinks he's full of shit. And he needs to stop this relationship because he's not ready to commit in the way that he says he is.
That may also be true, but Kuchni was mad because she didn't get a chance to throw the coochie at him. And that's what I thought, and that's what I took from it. And she was projecting a little bit. Because it was very much like, yeah, you have all these girls, but you choose her and and you're doing her wrong, which means that you don't even really like her anyway. You should be somebody that you truly want to be with, which is who? Me. You see, this is what
you could very well be correct. I might need to rewatch.
Was throwing the coochie. I'm telling you.
Chime in the comments below.
Listen, she was hitting that Zumba hella hard for her boo. All for him to be like, no, I want this white girl. No. She said, I'm going to fight for my man, okay?
Chime in the comments below and tell us who is it correct. I don't have no problem if I am, but I do not remember this. Now, I didn't realize she'd been gone for 5 months.
3. By this time at 5, yes, when she gets a chance to go to India, yeah. She finally goes back to India, and like a dummy.
Talking about I want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Right. And her horny sister-in-law takes her back to the airport again. Because last time when she picked her up for the airport,
you get some
girl,
dick.
what that dick like? You know? And then on the way here, girl, you excited to get some dick? Yeah. And so Jen puts 10 on 20 and lets her know what the tea is. And her sister-in-law is like, and we're still driving to the airport. Because if she was a real one, she would have stopped in the middle of the street and shook her. Like, what is wrong with you? We are cashing in this ticket to India and we are going to Sandals, bitch. We're going to find you somebody else.
And the problem is she keep going, I'm pissed, but I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, girl, it was right there. Like this nigga said, when we linking, here is my print.
Yeah.
And you about to, and you not going like to Coney Island, like you're going to fucking India.
You're going to India. Hella far. And not just for a little while.
Nigga, I am not traveling on an airplane to give nobody the benefit of the doubt. Like,
no, absolutely not. That's so wild.
No, if anything,
absolutely not.
If I'm going, I'm gonna show up and fuck your uncle. Like, I don't like.
Which is why I'm like, well, is she going to fuck the other Jim guy that she met? Because that's a match made in Nirvana.
That's it.
You know,
like that would be the okie doke that I'd be here for. But
she fucked his barber
to give this nigga the benefit of the doubt. Like,
yeah. Stupid. It costs too much to give somebody the benefit of the doubt.
Nigga, inflation is too goddamn high for me to be giving you the benefit of anything.
Hello. So, back in India, he's hanging out with his friend, and they go to a non-strip club, which I thought was interesting. Yeah, it's just, and it wasn't even belly dancing. It was just women dancing.
She was whipping. Like, she was whipping her hair back and forth.
Boom cat, boom boom cat. Boom cat, you know. And
it was so seductive.
Yeah. And they did it over chai. There was no alcohol. Chai and hookah.
Chai and hookah. And he did say, it was like being in Atlanta. And he did say,
yeah. That's exactly like it.
And that's why he made sure to be like, oh no, this is not like American strip club. And I was like, is this the closest?
Just because it's not like it, just because they're not, showing titties and stuff, don't mean
I was like, because Mama definitely seduced herself in that sari.
It wasn't it wasn't some shit you would do in front of children.
No, or maybe I don't know, but I never I don't know. But all I know is they was India, Atlanta, smoking hookah and drinking chai with his astrologer friend.
Yeah. Now, him and Jen have went to his astrologer friend before, when they're trying to figure out when to get married. And even then he told him, he was like, ooh, girl, timing's not right.
Muy difícil.
Yeah, like, no. And this, destiny-wise, it's just not meant for them to be together. It's going to be very difficult for them, too, if they try to fight the cosmos, which, again, stupid.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Because, you know, I respect the cosmos, like, all of that. And I think there's a, you know, people, they don't get it, and they ain't trying to look into it, so they just shit on it. And that's fine, whatever, it ain't for you. And I respect all culture, but sometimes I be wondering, because we've seen this before, sometimes I be wondering if they just tell them, oh, this ain't gonna work out, because I don't want to be with a white woman. Stars don't lie, stars don't lie. I don't know.
I'm on your side. It's just
It's just a question. It's just a question.
Because I'm just saying, in Indian matchmaking, we've seen.
No, I'm not even talking about. I'm talking.
Well, no. What I'm trying to say is, even on Indian matchmaking, where they're not compatible, the astrologer will try to make it work. When it's a white woman or whatever, they just be like,
abort.
Yeah.
Shooting star, falling stars, meteor, man.
I've just noticed there has been some astrologers that they just be like,
yeah, I just wonder. I'm like, I was like, this the cosmos or this the you? I just wonder.
Yeah.
I just wonder.
And maybe the cosmos is telling us, you know, not to mix and mingle.
Look, it could very well be that. Maybe the cosmos are like separate but equal.
Yes. If Hinge won't do it, the moon will. So if the government won't, the sun will. Ooh. Gemini, hear me roar. Okay, so
I know Cosmos be like brown versus board.
Yeah. Yeah, they are going to he's talking to this astrologer. He was like, listen, if you decide to figure this out, you got to wait 2 more months before you tell your family.
Yeah, the 2nd of August.
Yeah, the 2nd of August. And now he's shitting bricks because he's like, I already told this lady that, you know, we've already put this shit on ice. Now I got to tell her we got to wait for another 50 days for potentially getting married or whatever.
Her nose wide enough. You just like date her for 2 months and then finally. But see, the problem is you fucked up beforehand.
Yeah, so she's coming with ammo.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like,
more like
at first I was so annoyed.
Yeah.
Because she gets to India and they link up, got a new place, and she wide open nose, wide open spaces. And she's avoiding confronting him because she wants to have a nice time. The last 2 episodes are clinical demonstrations on why avoidance does not work.
Because let me tell you, and also she's cheap. She can be bought with an air conditioner.
I too can be bought.
Same. Same. I'm a lady of comfort. But
oh yes, same.
That nigga learned his lesson from the last time. He got her some blankets, an air conditioner, some tea, and some teacups, and some sheets.
Yeah, so you know she's in a good mood. So then they go on a spa date, you know, and here's where she decides to, you know, confront him. And she's like, oh, you know, the woman's like, you know, lay down, get undressed, you know, get comfortable. Are you sleeping with other bitches, yes or no?
Well, after they're experiencing this oil drip therapy.
Oh, yes. This oil Guantanamo Bay type of therapy where this hot oil is dripping on your hairline.
Well, I
know it did.
I would do it, but I have a feeling that the carrying oil is probably coconut.
I don't like... Oh.
And I don't want that in my hair.
I don't want that in my hair. Yeah. But I also, this is really sensitive, so I don't, like, hot oil probably feels good, but the coconut, yeah, I don't want that in my hair.
Well, you be alright.
Yeah, that's true. But I also don't want coconut oil that close to my face because
it breaks it. Yeah, because it breaks it out. You can put coconut oil by your vagina, but it's not. You know, your hair is not really. It's not really the thing. But so they do this, and they're like, you know, having conversation. You know, irritating the people who are working. That lady, when they walked in, was not here for none of it. She was like, "Follow me." She does not. She said, "I know y'all doing something low down and dirty. I know you ain't supposed to be here together, but I'm at work, so I can't say nothing." So they go and they start to have it. They have some sexual tension because they have not had sex the last time she was there. And, you know, they both half naked with a towel on. So, you know, they're a little hot and bothered. But she stays focused even in her stupidity. And she calls him out. And he lies.
Like a rug in the dining room.
Okay. Like a hallway runner. Okay.
Runner.
Like a front mat.
Yeah, just laid prostrate. Lie. Liza Minnelli. Lies.
Let us demonstrate. You want to be Rishi or you want to be Walter Mercado?
I'll be Rishi.
Okay. So you be talking to other bitches? On social media?
Oh, hold on, I have to get my face right.
Okay.
No. I just respond and that's it. No, nothing.
That's all you do? That's it?
Yeah, you know, no, that's it. No, I just respond. It means nothing. No.
So you don't ever try to meet up with them? You don't ever like make a plan?
No, never.
Okay.
No, I just
allow
respond.
me to demonstrate. Where were you when you said this?
Oh, you know, I just respond. That's what's on my profile, and I send it that way. But that's it.
There is a clear plan here. And then you hit this bitch up and said, "Where you at? WYA. Why you no text me back?"
I didn't send that.
A ghost sent it?
Yeah, I didn't send that.
You're full of shit.
Yeah. He denied everything. He must have watched OJ's trial. Because it was just much deny.
Remember that OJ clip where they were interviewing him and they were like, "Did you do it?" And he goes, "No."
Oh God.
Oh my God. I'm gonna find it. We're gonna put it in here. We're gonna put the clip in here. I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh my God.
Oh, it shouldn't be funny. It should be funny.
Yeah, it should be funny, but that's funny. But that was them.
Yeah, yeah. She calls him out for lying, and the fight will continue.
Yeah.
The subject. So if you promise that you will not ask me another question about the case,
I will never ask you again.
We won't have to talk about it anymore.
Just did you do it?
No, I didn't. Nope. Did not do it.
You know.
Oh man.
Here is where they could have even used the worst of TV therapists, because I even was tempted to like at Dr. Sherry.
Where's she been with that voice?
Hopefully not counseling people.
Tamar! Tony!
Even Iyanla did better than her.
Yo, Iyanla shoved niggas' face in asphalt, and it was still, it was still more useful.
Iyanla got Toni Braxton to admit she finally hated her family. No therapist could ever do that.
Dr. Sherry did it.
Nope. Woo! So, okay. So remember last time AI was mad because he got in an Uber and left her at the hotel motel Holiday Inn. So in the meantime, when he went home, he told his brother got his ass for leaving his wife. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Stranded.
Done. So
his brother came to come and talk to her. Because he is a child.
Yeah.
And her brother is trying to do the work in his own way.
To the best of his ability.
Yes, to the best of his ability. If he had better teeth, he probably should have been with her, you know?
Here's the thing. No, because the brother high key is he is just as absorbed in the same mentality as what's the boy's name? Mahmoud. But I was about to call him Oussama. But his brother's a little looser.
Wrong part of Africa.
I know. No, it wasn't. Shut up.
Shout out to them being in Africa, like,
right?
For real.
Like, be all up and through. I'm ready for them to go back west and east. Fall in love with somebody from Kenya, Cameroon. So the brother also, you can tell, has lived a little bit more than Mahmoud, and so he's a little looser. But he also has the same values, which is why his wife eventually had fully converted and like lives the lifestyle now. But he tries his best to play good cop as far as making her feel like I am on your side and I want this to work for you all.
We learned that this is Mahmoud's first girlfriend, let alone first wife.
They said that.
I didn't know that. Because in my head I was like, oh, this is...
Yeah, remember, it's his first relationship, which is another reason why...
Well, I thought this was just his first marriage. I thought maybe he has been with girls before.
This is his first relationship.
Ah, shit. Well, this makes even more sense. So, you know... They had a hard conversation because the brother was like, can I mediate and bring you two together and figure out what's going on? I don't want, you guys to fight. And her brother was like telling him, like, you upset your wife, like, for nonsense. And you should apologize. And so they start sitting together and the conversation goes left because Nicole is like, well, fuck it. We're not going to change. So like,
take me to the crib. I'm going to pack my shit up and then take me to the airport. I'm out.
She said, this is my last scene and season.
Yeah. Because
she was like, neither of us are going to change. You keep saying that it's okay, honey. It's okay. You know. And she's like, you gaslight and you lie and you renege and all these things that we talk about. And you really want me to be an Egyptian woman, which is what I'm not.
Yeah.
And so,
and that's it's the case of both of them. She wants him to have the leniency of an American man, and he wants her to have the values or whatever you want to call them of an Egyptian woman. And neither one of y'all are that.
Here's what needs to happen. They both need to move to LA.
No, leave it where it is, because I know exactly.
She needs to be with, a woman who loves women. I'm not going to say what he needs to do, but you can figure that out. She needs to be with, I just feel like she would benefit a lot more if she was in a queer relationship. Like, I just feel like if
I feel like she would benefit more if she was in a therapeutic relationship.
That too. But I just feel like, she should be in a queer relationship. It works. She got the fashion for it.
That lady is as lost as as motherfucking Tom Hanks.
And maybe she could find it in
that movie.
In a Marissa, you know, or like a, you know, Leslie. I don't know.
We're going to talk about it a little bit more towards the end of this.
I'm just saying. Maybe she just needs the right type of relationship so that she can flourish and grow.
Yes.
It's true.
With
Some people bring out the best in you.
Therapist.
Yes, but yeah.
Dr. Joy, get on it. So they go back, they sleep on it. They decide, obviously, I don't want to be without him. I love him. They irritate me so much with their I love yous because their I love yous are the weakest Band-Aids. I mean, Band-Aids from Family Dollar. Like, they are flimsy and they are avoidance of any conversation of any depth or meaning.
It's like how white people use woke to say nigger.
Yeah, exactly.
They use I love you to say shut the fuck up.
Flimsy. They be like, I love you, honey. I love you.
Right,
I love
really
you so
means,
much.
Shut the hell up and leave me alone.
I love you. Please, I don't want to fight today. I love you so much. I love you too.
Mm-hmm.
So, next episode, she's been there for 4 months now, which.
Oh wait! We forgot when they go out with the brother.
Oh yeah. Game night.
So they go out with the brother, right? And the brother and his wife, Fatima, and their daughter Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're having conversations about, like, because remember, Fatima's from China.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've had to go through this type of adjustment with his brother and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned that before Egypt, he lived in China.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And to be with her. And we learned that when he was in China, he did not necessarily adhere to all the things in the Quran that it says.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I love tequila.
That took me down.
And Mahmoud had a fit. It's like when your heroes, you find out that they're human. And he was like, oh my God, my brother had... And Nicole was like, yes, finally, like, people are human.
She's like, yes, let's get fucked up.
Yeah. And Fatima was like, let me tell you a secret. I don't like wearing this hijab either.
Baby, I hollered. No, she didn't say.
Me too.
Fatima leaned in and said, I hate wearing this.
Yeah. Yeah. All while they playing backgammon.
Yeah, and the niece is right there.
Yes, running the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
So, AI is feeling a little bit more at ease.
Yeah. Yeah, can I tell you, though, she makes me really uncomfortable when she smiles.
Well, yeah, because she's kind of like it's almost like she's about to, like, have a nervous breakdown when she smiles.
Yeah,
so it's like she's smiling to keep from
so
crying.
much pain!
Yeah.
She'd be like...
Yeah. It's like... Yeah, it's like she has a UTI all the time, and it's just like,
yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's like, oh, cheer up, mama, I'll get you some cranberry juice. So,
oh shit.
Next episode.
Mm-hmm.
She is dressed, honey. She be in costume.
I still don't have no beef with her fashions.
No, again, no. It's been 4 months, and this is the longest she's ever been in Egypt.
Yeah.
And here is where they have another real issue. This has nothing to do with the clothing shit, which I always thought was trivial, but I guess it's kind of not.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, last time I was here, we stayed with his parents, and shit wasn't right, but I left cool.
Mm-hmm.
We back here again.
Mm-hmm.
And this nigga has no interest in leaving his mama's house.
Mm-hmm.
We've looked for apartments. He's like, no, I don't like it. And we see them go on apartment tours on the show in this little vignette thing. And she's like, he's slow to move on this.
Yeah. She's like, I like this. I like this. I like this. Mm-hmm. The problem... So she's in the apartment for 12 hours out of the day while he's working and doing whatever, hanging out with his mother. Like, they don't have any outside space. She can't go and really navigate the city like that. Which, I mean, girl, you should have learned how to navigate the city by now. Like, that's actually on you now. After 4 months, like, if you go outside, girl, figure it out. Walk the block. But she's like, I would like to get somewhere where I can go and sit outside and I feel comfortable and it's my space. And he's not willing to bend in any way whatsoever. Like, none. So she finally takes my advice.
Yeah.
Just now after it happened.
Yeah.
And goes and finds herself a women's only meditation class in order to try to get out. And baby, her eyes were opened. Okay, she could smell smells she'd never smelled before. She could taste colors. She was, I mean, pleased as a pig in shit. All by the hands of a lady named Nuran. A queen named Nuran.
Queen named Nuran.
Yeah.
Nuran is Mahmoud's biggest nightmare.
What? He said she's the first woman I've ever met.
Which means I knew she was doing a good job.
Absolutely. What? Held those feet right to the fire.
Yeah. So, you know, the yoga Facebook group reps, and she decides to sit with Nuran. And Nuran's like, you know, sees that she's different, and of course she probably sees the pain in her face because, and so Nuran is like, girl, take a minute, come sit down and tell me what's been happening. And so...
I can tell you've been crying and you need somebody to talk to.
Yeah, exactly. So Nicole just trauma dumps and is just like, here's my whole life story. I'm in an abusive relationship with somebody who doesn't understand me and who fakes that there's a communication issue and fakes that there's a communication issue because of the fact that it's a language barrier. No, there's not. And Nuran was like, yep, that sounds Egyptian to me.
She's like, yeah, girl, I know the vibes.
She was like, ooh, you live in the conservative part of Egypt. She was like, you need to come to Brooklyn, girl. Like,
it was like Nicole moved to Long Island. And she was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you there? Of course he's like this. This is the whole area, girl.
Exactly, girl. Come to our side. It's lit. We drink. We smoke. We kick it. We can speak our minds freely. We can wear pants.
We can dance. I can wear a tank top.
Dance. Exactly. It's litty on this side. And Nuran was like, yeah, Egyptian men, girl. Let me tell you.
A piece of work, honey.
Yeah, you don't have to run. Get in front. Or, as Jim Cornette says, get in between people in case they start shooting.
There you go. That's absolutely.
I was like, that's true. In front of when you're trying to make sure you need witnesses. Betwixt when you're, and cross when you're trying to get.
Okay, you better run like you're running from an alligator. So
exactly. Which, by the way, oh my God, I was on TikTok. And they was in the Everglades, you know, Hell Swamp Room.
Yes,
and
Cocaine Alley.
Yeah. And, you know, a little thing, I guess, clipped one of the crocodiles or whatever. When I tell you, you hate snakes, but snakes on a motherfucking plane. I've never seen a crocodile, alligator, dinosaur that huge.
Oh, it was like
why are they that big? Whatever the fuck it was, it was such a huge crocodile. I was like, this is how you can't deny that dinosaurs didn't exist.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, that is huge.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sure there was a lot of good eating in that alligator, too.
Them and ostriches. Oh, yeah. Tons of meat.
Oh, yeah. Them big-ass birds.
Did I tell you when I was on the tour interviewing all the different people, I had to go to this farm. Used to be a plantation. In Hardyville, South Carolina.
Oh, plantation.
And so to see where Carolina gold rice is it grown, like in the swamp.
Oh.
It was really cool. But I walked the property. I walked all of that. You could feel the spirits on the property, but they had alligators and crocodiles. And like this man, this black man who's the farmer who takes care of everything was just showing. He's, oh yeah, look over there. And I mean, nigga, alligators and crocodiles. Yes. Chilling.
Dinosaurs, nigga.
Chilling.
They're dinosaurs.
They are dinosaurs. And he works amongst them every day.
No. I can't imagine, like, even on TikTok, I was like, nigga, what the fuck is that? Like, or how they just randomly show up in, like, homes and backyards and, like, porches of people, and now you just working amongst them.
Yo! A girl I know moved to Florida. She from, like, Canada. Moved to Florida, gonna post on her Instagram. She lives in a gated community. This nigga was walking alongside the gate and attempting to climb the wall. That's motherfucking
back the
crazy.
night.
Oh, yeah.
They're taking back the night.
And rightfully so. Leave me alone, because I respect y'all.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Yeah. Boundaries.
natural selection.
So yeah, Naran is telling her to run and get in front of some people and trick people, right?
Yeah.
So, AI and girls go out on a date, on a bridge, that faces the Nile. I was like, oh, this is Egypt for real.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like streetcar food, but then they're like on a sidewalk. So I'm like, I guess, sure, whatever.
It's eating Egyptian hummus, which is whole chickpea.
Which is not like the hummus we know.
No, but it sounds good. It was a whole chickpea. They said olive oil, lemon juice, salt. Like,
It sounds like it's going, it's delicious and gonna clean you out later.
Oh, absolutely. Also, chickpeas, Chana, the mealiness of them kind of gets to me when it's whole like that. That's why I don't put them in my salads.
That's why I like, and garbanzo beans, I don't really care for them like that.
Yeah.
In that regard.
Yeah.
And that's why they're so mealy when you make hummus, because it works.
But
Anywho,
hummus.
same. So, she's telling him, hey, I met a friend. And he automatically goes into Genuine's ain't none of your friends' business.
Okay. If you give sex to me.
Yeah, like, I did agree with his thing, like, girl, you just met this girl and you told her all of our business of our wedding.
Yes.
Of our marriage.
That was a little odd, but also.
Yeah. This is what happens when she's not allowed to have friends and she needs somebody to talk to, and she probably can't journal because you'll probably find
because you'll read it.
So, she's like, can you just meet her? It's cool. I met your friends. And he's like, you know what? Actually, let me meet her. I need to see what the fuck is going on with the goings on.
Child, it was like a parent asking to meet somebody's parents before a play date.
So they go out to Egyptian Olive Garden. And so, Naran starts by calling him out on his bullshit from the jump.
Oh.
She's like, so she can't have friends, huh? Why is that?
She said, me coming to have to meet you is weird.
Yeah. Because it is. Why does your wife need permission to hang out with people? That's strange. And he's like, well, it's just weird and things. She's like, no, you're weird. And
no, that
she's
baby,
like,
he got sassy immediately.
Oh yes, like his face changed and morphed, and he was getting so frustrated.
What?
And I'm like, is this a language issue? Because I'm like, you were just speaking, she would understand. Like.
No. It wasn't
this
that.
Is you being embarrassed by a woman because she kept challenging everything that he said, and she was like, "Is it in the Quran? Show me."
Because she is Muslim. Naran is Muslim and still identifies as such, and was like, "I want you to know something." In the same way, we have heard it before. I have read the Quran cover to cover. She's like, and I am very well aware about how my religion works and how it has also been manipulated to make sure that I am oppressed. And I'm going to tell you all the ways that you uphold this and that it's wrong.
Yeah.
Show me a verse.
Yeah, she kept putting his feet to the fire. Mm-hmm. And she was like, you're just a follower, and I could tell you're not a true student of the Quran.
And what she didn't want to say, because she feels bad, is that Nicole is a follower too, which is why she ended up in this relationship, which is why she is where she is. She even apologized on his behalf when he started getting spicy. Instead of,
she was like, I want to apologize on behalf of the Muslim community because this nigga's crazy.
But Nicole apologizes on Mahmoud's behalf.
When she was like, he's a good person.
He's really nice. He's really sweet. And you don't have the balls to stick up for yourself. You admire Naran so much, but you're weak. And you don't have it to stand up for yourself. And nobody's saying that you have to have full knowledge of the Quran in order to be able, like, Naran was able to hit him in the places where he understood. Because now she's like, now we eye to eye. So, like, here we are. Challenge me. Nicole doesn't have that. And she doesn't have to have that. But she can't even speak up for herself.
No. No. She barely had a spine when she was fake going home. So. And
then this nigga is also scared of Naran as much as... I'm sorry, when he yelled she was the worst woman he ever met in the confessional, I screamed. And then they go straight to a scene where they're about to leave. And he goes, I like your friend, honey. I love you, honey. Your friend is so nice.
He cannot stand Egyptian and Sugar Avery.
No.
And so we will see next time. Yeah. It's true. He was like,
she coming with me.
That's it for this recap. Last 2 episodes. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We will see you all next time. Bye.